Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, this is like one of the first videos I've done since I got back from LA, and it's good to see the little YouTube set in the back, so I'm just happy to be back. And before I get into the video, as you guys can see by the shirt, shout out to Sinisa Estrada. If you guys don't know Sinisa Estrada, check her out. She's 8-0. She's a woman's boxer, but really entertaining to watch. Real fast, sharp puncher. Just a really good fighter, entertaining, and she's someone that these promoters should put their money behind and really promote more. But just want to give a shout out to Sinisa Estrada. Thank you for the shirt. She gave me the shirt, so I had to give it the plug. But this video here is about the fight coming up on October 29th, the rematch between none other than Tyson Fury and Wladimir Klitschko for the heavyweight championship of the world. Now, this fight's interesting to me because when we talk about Tyson Fury, we're talking about a guy that, I kind of feel like with him going into this fight, and I mean no disrespect by this at all, but I feel like he kind of has what I like to call a Riddick Bowe factor coming into this fight. Riddick Bowe was a great talent in the sport. But once he got the titles, once he beat Vander Holyfield to become a champion, his drive, his determination, it dwindled and he kind of ballooned up, and his discipline wasn't always on point. The same thing could be said for Tyson Fury. He's had different instances with his weight and whatnot. And I'm questioning whether he still wants to fight that much anymore. Like, he doesn't seem like he wants to even be a fighter much longer. So it's gonna be interesting to see what kind of Tyson Fury comes into this fight with Wladimir Klitschko. But I wanted to focus more on the Klitschko side of things because Klitschko, he's beaten, like I said, a ton of real good fighters in his career. Has a great resume. Definitely, to me, when you talk about the greatest heavyweights of all time, he's got to be anywhere from in the top 15, top 10. I think he's earned that spot. So with that being said, I think Wladimir Klitschko, and I'm gonna make an analogy to music. He has a chance to kind of go out on top. When Jay-Z kind of had his fake retirement, and he made the Black Album, and that was supposed to be it. If he would have left on that note, it would have been fine. He would have, honestly, probably his career in my eyes probably be looked at better, because like at that point, all of his albums, with the exception of maybe one, were like really good, and probably all of them are classics. But I feel like he has a chance to go out on top, kind of like Jay-Z in 2003 when he had the Black Album, or like John Elway with the Broncos in football. Because he's beaten a lot of great fighters. He's had a decorated career. Tyson Fury represents yet another undefeated fighter he could take away. And at 40 years old to beat a guy like this, it would actually be the perfect statement victory to end his career with. So here's what he said recently regarding this fight and how motivated he is for this fight. He said, I quote, "It was actually a great experience for me. I always say that when one door closes, another opens. I've gained out of it and have great motivation, and I'm obsessed with the goal of getting my titles back. I'm patient. Even if it doesn't happen in October, I will wait. Time will eventually run out for Fury." So Klitschko, I feel like in this fight, a lot of people have the opinion that Klitschko, it might be over the hill. I think he might even be a little bit over the hill, but I still think in this fight right here, we're going to get a better Wladimir Klitschko. We're going to get the best 40-year-old Wladimir Klitschko we could possibly get, because when you lose a heavyweight title in the way he did, not just to lose it, but to lose it in one of the most boring heavyweight title fights of all time, to where he didn't really do anything effective until the last round. I think that's going to eat at Klitschko, and I think we're going to see a guy that really wants to win. I think this might be an entertaining fight. I think it has makings to become an entertaining fight. People are obviously overlooking this fight right now because really Klitschko and Fury haven't been too much in the news recently. You have in November, you have Pacquiao fighting Jesse Vargas. You have Kovalev fighting Ward. You have Canelo fighting this weekend. So that fight's kind of in between all that, and nobody's really paying attention to it. But I think Klitschko has a chance to really cement himself if he can have a dominant performance over Tyson Fury as one of the top 10 greatest heavyweights of all time, because Fury is a guy that nobody's been able to beat. Klitschko was the longest reigning heavyweight champion since Larry Holmes, and he took those titles. So for him to regain it back, anytime you can lose a heavyweight title and regain it back, that speaks volumes to the kind of fighter you are. So, we'll see what happens, man. But that's the news. Wladimir Klitschko, obsessed with getting his titles back, vows to really come come into this fight, as better than he was in the first one. So we'll see what happens, man. But you guys leave your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.